Hi guys, great to see you all. Myself and Mr. Smith are going to be here every week putting together a PE lesson for you to do at home. So you're not going to miss out on all the PE and the keeping active that I know you love doing in school. And what I think you'll like to hear about is that actually people in school are going to be doing the same thing that you're going to be doing as well. So before we get into this session, just to give you a couple of ideas on a couple of things that you need to think about. I know that it can be a lot different for you doing it at home than it is in school. So we've got the hall, we've got lots of nice large area. I know you're not going to have that. So you're going to have to make do with whatever space you've got. It might be in the kitchen or the lounge or in the hall, or if you can get outside, that's great. But just use whatever space you've got available in. And if it's a smaller space, then just use that and make the best of it that you can. Equipment, you're not going to have the cones and things that we put in school, so just make do with whatever you've got. That might be a pair of socks or a can of baked beans or a bottle, just to show where you are, or collecting things, and just use whatever you've got. Now, PE is always better with someone else to do it with you or to help you. So see if you can get a brother or sister that can do it with you, or a grown-up at home. It's always much better to try and have someone else involved with it as well. And finally, tell us how you're getting on with it. We'd love to hear some comments or videos just to show us about what you're doing and how you're enjoying it. So let us know how you're getting on. Anyway, let's get into it.
Okay, good morning guys. Today our warm-up is going to be the remote control game. Game very simple. We're going to start off by following some instructions that you'll find on your remote control at home. I'm now going to pass the power over to Mr. Aldred and we're going to get going.
Let's go, Mr. Smith. Right then, are you ready? Play!
Right, just play. I'm going to start off nice and slowly. It's my warm-up. I'm going to warm myself up nice and slowly.
Right, let's mix this up. Fast forward, Mr. Smith.
Ooh, pick up the pace a little bit for a fast forwards. Can we pick up the pace a little bit?
Fast forward again. Let's go a little quicker there, Mr. Smith. Come on.
Burning off that Christmas dinner as we go.
Pause. Can you hold that balance?
Ooh, how long do we hold our balances for? That's right, 3 seconds.
Play. Pause. You count to 3, Mr. Smith.
1, 2, 3.
Fantastic. And rewind.
Ooh. Shall we go backwards? If we're going backwards, one thing we do when we're going backwards, we always check our shoulder. Okay, it's just to stop us bumping into anything in the hall here, maybe in your front room.
Pause.
Just to get a balance. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what we want you to do now, can you pause this video? Can you find a grown-up you've got at home or a sibling? Give that game a go. So play for a minute or two and then carry on with the video, or we'll make it a little bit harder for you. Okay guys, what we're going to do for our session today is we are going to practice moving like different animals. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is some side steps, but we're going to pretend like we're crabs. Okay, so to do a side step, what we're going to do, we're going to have our chest and our feet facing one way. So both my chest and my feet are facing Mr. Aldred, who's doing the filming for me. But whilst my chest and my feet are facing that way, I'm going to be moving these directions. Okay, but the aim is to keep that chest and those feet facing that way. So it goes like this. Okay, so what we do, goes. There's feet going that way and that way, but keep your chest facing forward. Okay guys, what we'll say is, can you pause the video now and give it a go at home? Off you go. Okay guys, I'm sure those side steps are looking absolutely amazing. I'm sure we've got some amazing crabs at home. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is one that's a little bit more interesting. We're going to be some flamingos. Are you ready? I'm sure you are. Okay, so to move like a flamingo, flamingos move on one leg, okay, and obviously they've got their wings. So what we're going to do, we're going to be on one leg, okay, so that's my strong one, which is my right foot. Okay, I'm going to have my arms out to help me, and I'm going to practice my hopping. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be looking forward as I'm going, because you don't want to be looking down, okay, because then you might fall. So look forwards, those arms out, hop on that foot, okay? So what we'll say, pause the video now and give it a go at home. Off you go.
Wow, I'm sure those are looking amazing at home. Now, I think we can make it a little bit harder than that, can't we? So when you're working with Mr. Smith, you're on your strongest leg, your flamingos, strongest leg, getting some nice controlled hop in there. But what I'd like you to try to do now is to go onto your other leg, what we call your weaker leg. For me, this leg is my weaker leg. So this time, I'm going to be going onto that weaker leg. My other foot, can you see that it's always tucked in behind me? All right, I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to be trying to hop along on my weaker leg. Okay, remember to bend your knee when you're landing. Okay, so you can have a go at that now whilst you're watching me. And have your hands out to balance if you like. Right, so I'd like you in a moment to stop and to practice that yourself. One other thing, if you're finding this all far too easy and you're really good at PE, because we know that you all are really good at PE, here's another little challenge if you want to make it a little bit harder. Try hopping backwards. Can you do that? So, I'm going to travel backwards. I'm going to do it on my strongest leg and I'm going to hop backwards. But you've got to have a look to see where you're going. You've got to look behind you because we don't want any accidents, do we? And turn around, remember, keep looking behind. Can you see that my leg is still tucked up behind me? Keep that there as you are hopping. So we're going to practice being flamingos. We're hopping. First of all, you're going to hop on your weaker leg. And then if you're up for the challenge, you can have a go at hopping, but whilst backwards as well. Right, you ready? You can have a go at this. Do you know what? If you could find a grown-up or a brother or sister at home, you could challenge them to have a go as well, couldn't you? Right, give that a go. Hit pause, see how you get on.
Okay, I'm sure those flamingos are looking absolutely amazing. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to practice some bunny hops. Okay, and this one here is like a two-footed jump, because that's how bunnies move. So all we're going to do for this one, we're going to start with our feet in line with our shoulders. Okay, we're going to jump forwards and land. Okay, so use the socks. Jump. Oh, remember to bend your knees when you're landing, just because it stops you getting hurt. Now bend our knees when we land. Bend our knees. Bend our knees. Okay, so for that one, now pause the video and give it a go, and then come back and I'm going to show you a harder one. Okay, so pause it and give it a go. Okay, bunnies, let's move on. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, we're going to do one more, and then me and Mr. Audrey, we're going to show you a fun game. Okay, we're going to bring it all together. So the next one, we're going to practice some frog jumps. Okay, so we work a little bit on the same jumping that we were for our bunnies. Okay, but for our frog jump, we're going to start with our knees bent, crouch down, and our hands in the middle like a big frog. Okay, then what we're going to do, we're going to jump up and land in the same position. Okay, so remember we're jumping forward, so heads up, look where you're going, so you don't jump into anything. Hands on the floor, push up, and that down. Okay, so again, pause the video, give that a practice, and then come back to us. Off you go.
Right then, ready for our game, ready for a little challenge, all right? Because I know we love a game. So we are going to be putting together all of those different animals into our final little game here. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be each of those creatures, but we're really hungry because it's lunchtime. So here I am, this is my home, just here, and here is my food. I don't usually eat gloves, but you can use whatever you want for this. You can have 5 items, get it from anywhere in the house, it doesn't really matter. If you just spread them out, whichever space that you can. All right, I'm just going to put them down over here. All right, and this is my home over here. I've got a chair, I'm going to be putting things on here. You can just use anything that you've got at home. And each time I travel out from my little home, I'm going to travel out using one of those different movements we've just talked about. All right, I'm going to go out, I'm going to collect my lunch, and I'm going to pop it back in here ready for my lunch. Are we ready? So I'm just trying to remember those movements that we've just been doing. So if you would like to hit pause, at this point you can go and collect all the items that you need so you can get ready to play this game with me. I'm all ready. If you go and collect your things, I'll see you in a moment. Have you got your lunch all ready? Right, let's go. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to be my crab, getting going. Right, crab down, bring back. Okay, yep, there's my first bit of lunch. Okay, right then, flamingos, you hopping out. Oh, can you do that without putting your other foot down? Let's go back over. Fantastic. Right then, bunnies. Oh, there we go, bounce around. Oh, my lunch is looking good, isn't it? There we go. Right, got my frog, haven't I? Can you land with nice quiet feet? Right then, one more. I think I'm going to go to that flamingo and I'm going to do it backwards. Okay. When you're doing this, you can choose how you like to move. Well, I'm going to switch to my other foot as well this time. My weaker foot backwards. Can I manage it? Oh, I've got my lunch all ready. Fantastic. Right then, so you can have a go now. You've got plenty of time. In a moment after I finish talking, you can stop the film. You can have a go plenty of times. Why don't you find someone else at home who can do it with you? Brother or sister or an adult. You can challenge them and have a go as well. All right, over to you. Hi guys, end of our first PE session. I hope you've enjoyed it. Me and Mr. Smith have really enjoyed doing it. It's different, it's new, but you know what? We've really enjoyed putting that together today, so I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Before we finish, we're going to do a little cool down, and we're going to think about how we got on in that session as well. So first of all, just have a little reflection, have a little think for yourself. What went well? You know, which bit did you enjoy doing? Which movement felt comfortable? On the other side, which movement did you think, actually, that wasn't quite as easy for me? Maybe I'll have a go at practicing that. So, do you know what? Use the time between now and the next time you see me to practice some of those movements. Get an adult involved, show a brother or sister, you know, keep practicing those movements, make yourself add yourself a little bit more confidence with that, because we are actually going to revisit some of those movements next week, so we'd love to see how much you improve over this coming week. Before we finish, we're going to have to do a little bit of a cool down, because after we do activity, you know, if we're not careful after that high level of movement and working those muscles, if we then just go and slump back down onto that sofa again or pick up that tablet, we might find that actually in an hour, a couple of hours tomorrow morning, you might start feeling those legs and arms start feeling a little bit tight. So we're going to have a little bit of a cool down. All we need to do really is have a little bit of a stretch. So we're going to just stretch our legs out there. So legs straight, stick your bottom out, lean forward. Okay, you'll feel a nice little stretch down the backs of your legs there. Just hold it. Just push your legs out a little bit further and just hold it. It's important to hold it. Don't bounce. Don't bounce. That doesn't hurt. That doesn't do any good for your muscles. Just hold it. Feel a nice stretch down the back there. Okay. Then what we can do is, if you have one leg straight, side on, one leg straight, bend in the other. Okay, and bend down there. Try and keep your body straight there. Again, we're just doing those legs, so we'll just hold that. And then we just go for the other side. Okay, this cool down, just nice, slow, don't rush it. Okay, then have a little stretch up. Alright, that should do a nice job on like your arms, on your stomach, all the way across there, across your hips. Okay, and then you can just pull your arm across, remember to hold it. Okay, arm across, shake it out, and that's pretty much done. Alright, so as I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Have a look at some of the other activities that we've got on there as well. Don't forget, there's lots of other things you can be doing as well. Joe Wicks is on it 3 days a week. You all know about using Just Dance, all the other things you see in school. So try and get a little bit of a daily routine where you just do a little bit of activity once a day. We need to be trying to do up to an hour or so of activity a day, which I know is a lot, particularly in the winter when it's not very nice to get outside. But just do your best. All right, and we'll see you next week. Bye.